Hello, Valiants fans, and welcome. I'm Tim Gallagher here with third-year head coach of the men's soccer team, Gregg Miller. Greg, a big year coming up this year for your Valiants. A great season last year, however, just falling short in the playoffs. What's going to be the biggest difference this year coming into the 2013 year?
Age of our team, biggest difference. We're very, very young this year. We've brought in 16 new guys, freshmen, and then we have 3 transfers as well. So we have 19 new guys altogether, and we're going to be very, very young. So it's going to be interesting to try to get the best out of the group and try to get them to mature as quickly as we can.
So, yeah, like you said, a lot of the players that you have on your team, freshmen and sophomores. How does a coach like you mold a team into, a winning team?
That's a really good question. It's a matter of chemistry is the most important thing, I think, with a group that's so new, and we try to do as much as we can with them off the field to get them to come together as a group and everything else. And then obviously it's just a lot of hard work on the field and a lot of learning and a lot of teaching, and there's it's fun. It's a fun challenge.
So out of the 27 goals that were scored last season, you're bringing back a total of 2. Who is going to pick up the slack this year for the Valiants on the offensive end?
Oh, you're just full of good questions this morning. We've brought in 6 pure attacking players, 6 forwards that will give us depth at that position, and then we've got another handful of midfield players who are attack-minded players who can get forward from midfield and score goals. So it's definitely going to be a case of spreading it around. But I think that we've got enough talent in the group and enough goals in the group that we can make up for those numbers.
And I see on your roster a lot of the players that are returning would be probably on your defensive end, and including your goaltender, Steve Singson. Would you say that would be the most dynamic position that you guys have on the field this year, would be the back end on the defensive side of the ball?
Actually, no. I think that our attacking players are probably going to be the most dynamic. It's great that we've really strengthened the goalkeeper position in the last 2 years, and we've got Steve and Willie who are competing head-to-head all the time, and then young Sean McAllister, freshman, who's coming this year, who's already doing well, and he's going to push those guys hard as well. So certainly there's great competition at goalkeeper, and we've got a couple of stalwarts defensively, Kevin O'Reilly in particular. But I think on the attacking side, we've got so much depth now on the attacking side that I think that will be hopefully the most dynamic area of the field for us.
Hey, Greg, I have to ask, last year you won Coach of the Year in the Freedom Conference. What does an award like that mean to someone like you, only in your 3rd year now as the head coach?
It's a nice honor, and it's nice that the other coaches voted that way for sure. Honestly, it's about what the team does and the team's success. It's a lot more important than any awards or plaques that I get. And certainly it's a nice compliment, and I appreciate the award, but I'd rather see the team win a championship than me win Coach of the Year awards, to be honest with you.
So what are your expectations this year for your team that's so young, coming in against a difficult Freedom Conference? What would you say are your highest expectations?
I think we've got to be aiming to be as successful or more than last year and the year before, and that's a pretty lofty goal for such a young group. But I think that we've got the talent in the group that we should be competitive, and certainly we're going to take some lumps, and there's going to be some highs and some lows, but hopefully by the end of the season, when we get into what I call the real meat and potatoes of the season, that we'll be good enough to compete and good enough to compete for a conference championship. That's what we're looking, and we want to be a perennial contender, and we want to be a team that gets into the NCAA tournament consistently.
All right, well, Greg, thank you for joining us here today. I'm Tim Gallagher, alongside, as I said, Gregg Miller, the head coach here for the men's soccer team. Thank you for joining us, and have a good day.